Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to yet another base game only build. This time we have a super modern contemporary styled house built on top of a hill. As you can see right now, we are using terrain tools to give the house a little bit of oomph and to create a nice little feel. Because this is base game only, I tend to make these houses like extra. Like they are very extra. Because, we need to create some interest in the house. People that only have base game, or they have maybe a game pack or an expansion pack or a kit, they won't have much things to do around a normal house because there's not a lot of skill building items and things. So we try and pack it in as much as we can. We put a lot of activities in place to walk and stuff to do. Now this house, as you can see, we are creating these little, I don't know what to call them. I'm gonna call them little retaining walls. Those are what I was thinking about when I was building them. They're like little planters, but they are sort of retaining walls around the mountain. I do put a lot of shrubbery and bushes on them, and I put them on both sides of the little staircase, just to create a lot of interest and structure to the hill itself. Otherwise, it would just be a big round thing coming out of the earth and a house plopped on top, which, does not look the best. I have to be honest. Now, one of the things that I do not like about using terrain tools is that the sides or those places that are too high up and are not like perfectly smooth, instead of being grass, as you can see on the sides there, it will be rock. So I try to hide that as best as I can. I also did something pretty idiotic. As you can see right now, we are building in Windenburg. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put a very large lake surrounding the house. It's gonna look so beautiful. And then it hit me. This is a base game only house. And Windenburg, this particular lot, is a 64 by 64 square grid log, which we don't have with base game only. So if you only have base game and you would download this quote unquote base game house, you would have like not half, but a large portion of the lot missing. So we moved this lot to another place. We go on to Oasis Springs. I think that is the most beautiful world to build modern homes on. I just love building modern houses there. I think it looks very good. The lighting is very good. So we go on there, and instead of having that very large lake around it, we put a little natural swimming pool. It is actually usable. Here we are. See, now we are in Oasis Springs because, I realized my mistake. We do have a nice little swimming pool at the front of the house. A natural one, has a lot of rocks and like shrubbery around it. And I think it looks pretty. Here at the back of the house, as you can see, the house is on stilts on several different portions of the house. So I wanted the house where it actually lays on the hill to be on a proper foundation, and any areas where it comes off of the hill to be on stilts. Otherwise the foundation will look extremely tall and very ugly. So it's sitting on stilts at this little portion at the front and on the back of the house. And then I use some scaled up rocks and I put it underneath the stilts just to make it look like, the stilts are actually holding or like resting on top of the rocks. It just gives it a little bit of detail to the back of the house. I usually spend a lot of time at the front and not as much time on the back of houses, but this time, we do a little bit in the back as well. Now this house, as you can see, there's another swimming pool on the front of the house on the main little deck area. Usually this is not something that I do. Usually I always add the swimming pools at the back of the house, But since the deck on the back of the house is sitting on stilts, if I would put a swimming pool on there, then the stilts would be substituted by a normal foundation, which would look very ugly. So I decided not to do that. Now, all of these little levels have some stuff on them. As you can see, there's a few lounge chairs on this level. I also added on the opposite side the bins, the post box, and also what was it? Oh, a little dining table. That was what it is. Now, terrain tools, we love them. They are amazing. They add so much detail and so much, personalization for a builder, but they are quite fumbly. You have to spend a lot of time on it and just to make everything, look somewhat natural, which, it's impossible to look completely natural. I wish we could have a cliff lot in The Sims 4 like we used to have in The Sims 3, so that it is the floor itself is already like sloped and then you can just build on it. I wish we could have that. I used to love building cliff houses. In The Sims 4, if you do it right now, it will look extremely stupid, to be honest. It's not the same thing. So, because, the house will look extremely large and like overpowering. And we try not to do that. So this house does end up having 5 bedrooms or 6 bedrooms. I mean, I did not mean the house to be so big. The bedrooms themselves, they're not very large. But I did manage to fit 6 bedrooms in. We have a toddler bedroom, we have 2 kids' bedrooms, and then 3 full bedrooms. Now, I am going to go on the same rant again. Base game beds. Can we please have more swatches? I am not even asking for a new bed, but more swatches on that normal looking bed that is not the super traditional ones or the spaceship looking ones. The normal IKEA looking beds that has the most horrid swatches on it, like very bright blue stripes and stuff. We want that bed in neutral colors, please. Since we don't have that, I had to add the spaceship beds. So the 3 bedrooms have that bed. The only swatch I really like of that bed is the black one. So the main bedroom has that. And the other one has a blue one and the other a red one. So enjoy those beds. But the main suite is downstairs. So on the downstairs floor, you have the main suite or the main bedroom in the house. It has a very large bathroom as well. Then you have a single child's bedroom, which also has their own bathroom. Then upstairs, then you have the rest of the bedrooms upstairs. Downstairs, we make use of a lot of platforms. I wanted this house to be on several different levels, just as outside. It creates a little bit of interest. It also, as you can see, the kitchen, the living room, and the dining room, they're all open floor plan, but there is some area division. I love open floor plan, but I hate if it's like a big rectangular room and then everything just thrown in there. I think, that just for me, that looks ugly and very busy. And with that, I'm like a little bit OCD-ish, and that is too much for my brain to compute and it stresses me out. So I like to create some division using half walls or even like a section of a wall, some separators, anything, or even using platforms. You can create different areas so that each area is very sorted, like living room, dining room, office space, kitchen, so that everything has its own place. I ended up actually loving the kitchen in this house, which is something that I don't usually say about base game homes. And also because I don't know why, but my kitchens always end up looking very rectangular, which is something that I hate that I do and that I keep on doing. So every house I keep on doing it and doing it, because it makes it hard to furnish, because you don't want to put too much counters on it. Otherwise the kitchen will look extremely long and thin. So, I usually don't like them, but this one I really do. I put a little, this is the bed that I was talking about. Okay, spaceship bed. We put a little island in the middle of the kitchen, just 2 little stools, just to make it look like there's a little breakfast area there. Then you have a quite nice large living room. And as you might be able to tell, the color scheme for this house is the brown, which comes in through the wood, white, and green. I love green, and black, of course. I love green. Green is my favorite color. We use like a soft, like sage green in the main bedroom, in the bricks, and here in the kitchen, like the backsplash is that little sage green. And we use in the living room, green like cinder block. I love that wallpaper. I think it is beautiful, and it looks very nice in modern homes, just as a little like feature wall, just those cinder blocks, and in that green color, it's beautiful. I really like it. And yeah, so this is the house. Like I said, 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. You have a little office space. There are 2 main balconies at the back of the house. You have one that's quite large that comes off of the kitchen. You have a dining area, a like lounge sitting area, a bar, and then of course you have a grill. That's what I meant. And then on the top porch, only thing you have there is a little sitting area, so you can go and chill out, and you have an easel. So it is now the beginning of October, and this will start our spooky / haunted builds on this channel. Last video, I will put it on the cards up right now if you have not seen it. I built the house from American Horror Story season 1. Epic house, very famous. Everyone knows this house. So I recreated that house. I'm not quite sure what other things I'm going to do this month for Halloween, but I'm gonna do a little bit of looking around, and I'm gonna go. Usually what I do is I go through the list of the most popular horror movies, and I am a horror movie nut, so I have seen a lot of them. If I have not seen one, it's probably because it is a new one, or because maybe it's not as well known. But what I usually do is I go through the list and I try to think of if there's any houses that I particularly like, if they have some interest to them, if they would look good in The Sims, because sometimes homes that look beautiful in real life will look very ugly in The Sims. So I'm going through that list, and I am going to come up with a few builds for this month. Now, not all of the builds on this channel will be that. I will put other builds as well. Maybe some autumn themed, maybe some normal houses. For example, this house here is very summery, has nothing to do with autumn or Halloween. But maybe I'll build something a little bit different. I am currently right now working on a little cabin in the woods. It's very like geared towards the werewolf pack. Of course, it is not for werewolves, but it's like a little cabin, and it's like cute and dainty and like very, cozy. So I'm currently working on that. I'm not sure if it will come onto my YouTube channel or just stay on my gallery, because sometimes a house I don't feel it has interest enough to make a YouTube video about, so it just stays on my gallery just in case someone wants it. So do follow me on the gallery as well, because there's plenty of content that is a gallery exclusive. Also, I've been promising that British estate house, we're gonna have to do things a little bit different. Instead of doing the usual way that we do right now, like the speed build where you see me building, I accidentally deleted the footage, and then when I restored the footage, a lot of them was corrupted. I don't know what to do about it. So what I think we're going to do is I'm gonna film the house in real time so you can get a look at the house, and we will talk about the house, and we will make a video that way, like a showcase video. So stay tuned for that. That also solves the issue of I having too of a long video, because the video was like 30 minutes long, and I don't do videos that long usually. So that solves that issue as well. So we kill two birds with one stone. I hate that saying, but we do both things at once, and that is it. So this house or any other house that you see on my channel, if you want to download, then you can of course find me on the gallery using hashtag SimsDesigns or hashtag SimsDesignsYT. Give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you think you should or if you want to, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!